Hi friends, today I'm going to show you what is meant by Windows operating system and how it works and how a software installation works and how it get emerged into the market very soon without any issues. So first of all, we'll see what is meant by Windows operating system. So you all know that Windows operating system is very most and famous operating system which is used by many users in our world. So this happens because Windows operating system first comes to the market in the GUI mode. The GUI mode is nothing but the graphical user interface mode. For example, I'll just show you the comparison. So this is called as a text mode. So you can only type the text here and you cannot see the images, pictures, buttons and so much things. You can only enter the command, you can hit enter and you can use the keyboard, everything you can do here, but you cannot see the pictures, images. So this is called as a command mode. And so here if you see, you can see the pictures, images, text, everything you can see here. So this is called as a GUI mode. So this is the main reason the Windows operating system first emerged in the market without any issues. And there are many versions of the Windows operating system which came into the market before you know about Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, etc, etc. First of all, you can see here that Windows 1.1, Windows 3.1, 95, Windows 98, Windows NT 3.1, Windows NT 4.0, Windows 2000, Windows XP Vista, and Server Series 2008, 2012 series, Windows 2000 Server, and the latest Windows Server 2012 and Windows Small Business Server, and many more operating systems. And now let's see how this Microsoft operating system was developed. So I'll just show you some screenshots about the first operating system, that is Microsoft operating system. So here you can see the image of the Microsoft operating system, that is the MS-DOS operating system, which was first developed by Microsoft Corporation in 1985. So you'll have a question that how they had developed this operating system. It was nothing but they have developed only from the C++ language, and you know that all the Microsoft products are developed only from the basic language called as the C++ and not C. And they have also included C also, but most of the features were fully developed from the C++ only. It was an object-oriented language. So let's see how C++ came. So if you see here, you have a detailed information about the history of the Unix language. I think you all know or you have heard about the Unix language in some part in your studies. So Unix is nothing but the basic language which was used for developing purpose, and C and C++ language was also developed from the Unix language. And you also know that there is also another operating system called Linux operating system, and the Linux operating system was basically developed from the Unix operating system. So the Unix operating system was written in the Unix language. I think you can understand the difference clearly between the Unix C and C++ and the Windows operating system and the Linux operating system, I think so. So next, let's see what are the operating systems which is available in the Microsoft Windows. So here you can see from the year of 85 to 2014, you can see these are the operating system which was developed and released by the Microsoft, and that includes the Windows Phone also. So you see NT series, Server series, Windows 1 series, 98, 95, V series, Millennium series, RT series. There's a tablet version of the operating system. And here you can see Windows 7 was the mostly used operating system right now, since the Windows XP was support was closed. Now I'll tell you how the basic operating system works. So here you can see we need a basic hardware to that is called as a CPU, and above that hardware we will install the operating system in the hard disk, which uses the hardware parts to get work. And in the operating system we will use the or we will install the applications to get work. That is what we are using. That is, for example, if you see the Firefox browser was working installed under the operating system, and the operating system uses all the hardware parts to get it worked, and all the things were controlled with the help of the user. So this is a basic operating system chart that you can understand easily. And now I will show you how your software get installed into the operating system and how it works. So for that example, I have taken a VLC software which you have commonly known. So yeah, I'm just going to install the software. A software is nothing but a collection of packages and codings. So the exe file is nothing but a collection of packages and codings. What happens when I double click this software? I'll just show you what happens. I'm just going to double click this software. So what happens is it will just first extracts all the contents into the temporary folder. If you see here, it will extract all the contents into the temporary folder. I'll just try to show you. So I'll just select next. I'll just show you later, since it was not started to extract it. So I'll just select next, and this is called as an installer, from where you will just install a software into the operating system. Just select next. So if you see here, it was just extracting all the files from the installer package to this location. If you see C program files, video LAN, VLC. I'll just open the temporary folder here and try to show you. Sorry. If you see here the installer image here, so it has just extracted all the things into this place, and I'll also show you what happened to the C folder program 86. Video LAN. So this is the place where all the packages were extracted successfully. You see here, it has just extracted all the packages from this installer to this location. So this is for the installer was used, that is the exe file was used. So from this you can understand that the exe file is nothing but a group of package which contains all the extracted, all the files which are grouped into this extractor. I'll just show you finish, and if you just double click this application, that is the software or the shortcut which are created by the software. So how this windows gets opened? This windows gets opened with the help of the codings which was written in this folders and these files and everything. All these files will combine together to form this software or this GUI image. The GUI image, or whenever you're just moving this mouse button, it will show you some kind of show you kind of differences in the color or the button color changes. Or if you just click it, it will open a content some menu items. So this is also works with the help of the codings which are written into this in these files. For example, if you see .dll libbc.dll, it will contain the library files of the VLC application. So I'll try to show you some settings. Some settings are not given, so okay, no problem with that. So it will contain some library. The name itself will show you or give you some information about that application. So for example, if you see this file, it will tells you that it was used for uninstalling the application. That is, the application which we have installed can be uninstalled with the help of this command. So for each and every button click and for each and every mouse movement, the coding only works. If the coding does not work, or if any other malfunction happens, then surely that software will not get opened or will not work properly. And one more thing I need to tell you, that you all know that there are many kind of viruses which are newly introduced to the Microsoft Windows operating system. I think you all know that thing. So why this happens? For example, and you also have a thinking that there is no viruses for Linux operating system. So I'll tell you the exact difference between these two. So this is Windows operating system. This is Linux operating system. And you also know that there are more number of users who are all using the Windows operating system in the market. There are thousands and thousands, millions of users who are all using the Windows operating system in the market, both the original versions and also the pirated version. And there are only few members who are all using the Linux operating system in the market, and it includes the original version, and there is no private version actually for Linux operating system, since this is a freeware operating system. So if you see, I'll just add another button called hackers. They play a main role in creating the viruses. So if you see, when a hacker needs some kind of information from some kind of user or any other important user, what he will first do is he will try to write a program code for injecting it into your PC. So on that program code needs to get information about the operating system and the data and what other things he needs. It will get information about the PC or the system, and that program code needs to be written in only two languages, which one supports Windows and the other one supports Linux. He may be a Windows lover or the Linux lover, but hackers only loves Windows, most probably because the number of users who are all using the Windows operating systems was more. So if a hacker develops a patch, that is a virus for Windows operating system, by probability, if this virus was added to the Windows operating system, since there are more number of users using the Windows operating system, at least at some point, if this virus gets affected to 10,000 computers, he can get information from at least 10 computers. So this is confirmed because at least 10 computers will be more vulnerable to the virus which was created by this hacker. But for Linux operating system, there are only few users here. So if we can also create the virus for the Linux operating system. Since there are only few users, for example, only 100 users are using the Linux operating system. So he has a probability that the virus code will work in the Linux operating system, but more security features will be enabled in the Linux operating system by default. And the Windows operating system will also have more security features enabled, but since there are only minimum number of users for the Linux operating system, the probability of getting the data from the Linux operating system was too low, that is 0. So this is what the hackers will only love to write code for the Windows operating system. This is why there are more number of viruses which was created for the Windows operating system right now. I think you understand the differences between the Windows and Linux operating system and why the hackers are using the viruses to patch into the Windows operating system very well, I think so. And thank you for watching the video, and kindly subscribe to the video for more videos so that you can learn many things and you can also share my knowledge to everybody.